The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
As a 6-year-old, I was roaming around the Playboy Mansion. Everything was just a roller coaster ride. Hardcore drugs, orgies, what I went through has left an imprint on me for the rest of my life. By the time I was 14, I became very close to Hugh Hefner's girlfriend. And that led into my first sexual encounter with a woman. By age 16, I was doing so much blow that I had to have a nose job just so that I could, try to breathe clearly again. I really needed to get out of that house.
We're back with Jennifer, who's still struggling with trauma from her days growing up in the Playboy Mansion. Joining us is licensed psychotherapist, certified sex therapist, and author of Reclaiming Pleasure, Dr. Holly Richmond. Welcome to the show, Holly.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here. Jennifer, thank you for sharing your story. I have so much appreciation for you. And while your story is so unique, your survivor experience is entirely common. And just like connecting those threads, I'm really eager for you to feel better. And Dr. Ish, just to reiterate something you were saying as well, sexual trauma doesn't have to be violent. It only has to be non-consensual. So when we look at all the good in Jennifer's lifestyle, we also have to recognize all the bad. And that doesn't mean violence. It just means non-consensual. And most of the time she was well underage. So it definitely checks that box.
Yeah.
And Dr. Richmond, you had a session with Jennifer, and in the course of that consultation, what did you discover?
Jennifer and I talked a lot, and I heard a lot about anxiety, how she didn't feel good in her body, how she felt like something was being taken from her, and I was very prepared to assess for generalized anxiety disorder. But what I found was that Jennifer meets and exceeds the criteria for post-traumatic stress disorder. So she has 16 markers for PTSD, including intrusive thoughts, rumination, flashbacks, lack of sleep, poor memory, disordered eating, and sexual dysfunction.
Jennifer, I always say you have to name it to tame it, right?
You sure do.
Right? And so now that...
there's nothing like being diagnosed on like a national TV show.
Well,
right?
that's what I want to ask you.
This is just the best.
Right, you've
This
never
is
had
great.
that diagnosis before, so how does hearing that change anything for you?
I thought that that's what I had, of course. It's just a matter of like, how do you overcome it? How do you face this and overcome it? And it's challenging.
Well,
it's definitely challenging.
The same way you faced and overcame your addiction, one day at a time, darling.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's true. That's true.
Well, Dr. Richmond, we want to help Jennifer. We want to help our audience out there too. There's a lot of people who have suffered traumatic childhood. So, how anyone suffering from traumatic childhood issues, where do you begin? How do you start to heal?
So sexual trauma happens in the body, so it has to be healed through the body. So to begin this process of integration where our mind and body are really on the same page, we have to help her understand what happened to her, validate it, and then move through pieces of control, pleasure, and connection. So Jennifer, I want you to feel safe in your body, have sexual autonomy, feel like you can maintain strong, healthy relationships, and really feel empowered in the choices you make.
That would be incredible. Do you have a magic wand?
I have 3 steps that we can go through, but really, again, I don't feel like you've had the opportunity to really understand what's happened to you. And again, move through that in an integrated way where you're not just thinking about it and talking about it, but we get to look into your nervous system, help you regulate so you're not feeling such profound anxiety.